Hello, hello, hello. Hi, it's me, Camila Rose, and welcome back to another video. Hi, Scorpios. Happy day after the solar eclipse and the new moon in Aries. That means that this was an energy that was impacted by or impacting your traditional ruling planet, Mars. So Mars, although it will be Aries energy specifically that is affected, being ruled by Mars means there's always a little bit of a connection going on with you. Now, from what I saw from your last reading that we had just for the month of April in general, this is a great time for you. This energy is putting you right. It's moving you right in a lovely, wonderful direction. It's just a really good vibe for you. So let's see, we're going to dig in a little bit more. I had an individual comment down below that they wanted to know specifically what one of the new beginnings was going to be about for them. And I was like, you know what, it'd be fun to just do a video for everyone about what these new beginnings are going to look like. Maybe even get a little bit more specific about what the endings are going to look like. So I think we'll do the subject, we'll do the beginning, we'll do the ending, we'll do the outcome. How about that? I think it sounds like fun. So hit subscribe, comment down below what kind of readings you'd like to see, or if you have additional questions you want to know more about, and I'm happy to do some videos related to that. Let's get into it. Okay, so what's our subject for Scorpios? Ooh, the High Priestess. Okay, Scorpios, you are really balancing your life out. This is about you getting to this space where you're able to have your internal deepest desires match your external life. So the things that have, okay, so this is something that ends up happening sometimes, is that we'll have things going on externally. We'll, live our lives a certain way, and they can be based on other people's expectations or their information or their guidance, right? And it's not always in alignment with what we truly internally would want to have happen for us or to see happen in our lives. And when that happens, there's a bit of a disconnect. Sometimes it's the opposite. We are really like, our external lives look very much so like exactly what it is that we will want, but we don't recognize that that is what we are looking for because internally we're not listening to what's being said. So we still feel a little out of alignment because one side isn't being heard. And it always needs to be our internal side that needs to be heard. So right now, your focus is on really balancing that out. It is on living that truth. It is on very deep introspection and then bringing that outward information, that inward information out into your everyday lived experience. When we look at the High Priestess, she's standing in front of the veil. She has the two pillars on the side of her. The moon is at her feet. So this card is very much connected to the moon energy. So again, going into that alignment with that Aries new moon, with that connection between Mars, with that new beginnings, rapid changes, distinct changes that will kind of propel you into a whole different space in your life. And the importance of the moon being that internal, unconscious desires and things like that, bringing those out, being brave enough to go within and be honest with yourself about what it is that you truly want and how your life is in relationship to that. So that is what the new beginning is about. And let's see what the ending. Okay, so the ending, the thing that's ending, maybe that there were some type of offer. We'll see if this is a relationship offer or a creative offer for you. But it was something that you were emotionally attached to. Ooh, from a Queen of Swords who was acting out of character. Someone who may usually be more logical, maybe a little bit more harsh. This could be you. These could all be you. This could be you not making the practical choice, listening to your intuition instead, perhaps having some poor boundaries, not really going on Page of Wands, not really going on adventures, not really leaning into that fire or what drives you. It's a lot of here, it seems like a compromise of who you truly are in order to, oh yeah, and King of Cups literally is a compromise of who you are. It's a turning around of who you are. It's all the things that, you being true to yourself would be making a different choice. And I think it's very interesting that we have these three cards. Now, this is just the way I read, of course, but the three cards and they're all in reverse. And then we have these three cups that are on the bottom here. And then we have this one cup coming in as a new cup. It is like you can either decide that you will continue to compromise who you truly are, being very wise and intelligent, going after the things you truly like, light your fire within, being very emotionally available and mature, and that like embodiment of Scorpio energy, and or you can take a new offer and you can start again. You can end your relationship to yourself in this way. And that's what the ending is about. It's how you relate to yourself, because how you relate to yourself impacts how you relate to other people. Let's see what the new beginning is bringing you. So we had the end of compromise of self. What's the new beginning? Two of Wands. The new beginning is a new adventure. It is a turning your back on the old ways and realizing that there is more available to you. There's more out there for you. That it's time for you to explore and have more adventures. We get a Three of Pentacles. So new partnerships. New partnerships. I guess I could put this in the center. New partnerships, new connections. A time where you no longer are having to compromise who you are. You're able to stand equally, and not necessarily equally in this case. It's interesting that this is the first time I've really commented on this, that there's an individual who's kind of teaching and leading, and there's two individuals who are listening or maybe arguing against, but they're talking together. There's a conversation here between these different parts of the self, as opposed to completely being out of your element, out of your norm of how you could react to these situations. This change, this new beginning is leading you to a much better space mentally. You're leaving behind the self-doubt, the questioning. Oh, and a much better space for you emotionally. So there's a bunch of new ventures that are coming in. This is you having picked up this cup from the Four of Cups and decided that you are no longer going to be in alignment with either yourself, so out of tune, or three individuals who are very much out of tune. Someone who is emotionally unavailable, someone who is maybe cruel and not necessarily like in a very violent way or anything like that, but they're just inconsiderate of your emotions. Someone who drains your energy and who maybe shoots down all your new ideas, or maybe tells you that like, oh, you want to go do something new? Why would you even waste your time doing that? Someone who has that kind of attitude. And a Queen of Swords in reverse would be someone who, maybe you need more practical advice. Maybe you need someone who's a little bit more dependable, and they're just not able to function in that way in relationship to you. Instead, finding yourself maybe some new individuals who are going to come in and help you, some new individuals who will actually be able to support you, who are at least you can have a dialogue with, then being able to get into a better space mentally and being able to take this new cup here and take this somewhere, make something of this, delve into this deepness of what your desires are. And I'd like to get a clarifier for what are these desires? What is this integration that needs to be happening? Judgment, a new beginning. A new beginning. It seems like internally, even, you are just striving for this new beginning. You are really wanting this new beginning. And it may be a new beginning in relationship to, it's showing up as a new beginning specifically in relationship to either your material life, your health, or your work. You're weighing these options, and these options about not staying in this situation do lead to that growth, do lead to you being able to move forward in a different way, because this new beginning is tied to going from the Two of Pentacles, weighing out these options, to the Three of Pentacles, actually being able to find connection, find support, and be able to advance forward in this way. Let's get this outcome, and hopefully that'll give us a little bit more about Four of Pentacles. Yeah, this is definitely about finances, finances. So that could be work, that could be home. Let's get some more about that. This is your outcome for this new beginning. When you embrace that there is a stability and a wealth and something that you can work towards that is so much more in alignment. Look at this, the Empress card. We go from the 2 to the 3. This is a solid movement forward for you, Scorpios, especially when it comes to your unconscious work and getting into alignment. It's almost like the dreams that you have are actually feeling like they're available to you, that in making a choice to start a new career or to buy a new home, buy a new car, invest in something materially. So I always say with Pentacles, although yes, traditionally it is money, finances, material, tangible things you can touch, I also say that the most valuable things that we have are the things that matter to us the most. And so your value, pentacles wise, could be something that's like your time and your energy. Weighing out what deserves your time and your energy, particularly the people who deserve your time and your energy, is just as much can show up in the pentacles as can work or finances or something of that nature. So this can also be saying that, yes, you may be changing work or how it is that you make money, or expanding and taking on some new endeavors, because you need to have better people, better investments for your time and your energy in different people, so that you're in a better space mentally, and so that you're actually able to flow into that creative space that should be so natural to you, that transformative space that should be so naturally available to you, but that hasn't been, because your time and your energy has been going towards kind of managing these negative Nellies, basically. And then what that leads you to is this space of finding that stability of your time and your energy towards work and finances and things that actually allow for you to kind of be grounded and be still for a little bit. And from there, you're able to, like, stability is bringing you space to create. It's bringing you space to evolve further, to move from the High Priestess, who's doing this exploration and doing this very deep dive into her unconscious desires, looking towards the things that are uncovered and not readily available to us. And now you're able to say, okay, there are seeds that need to be planted. There are things I need to grow. I am this abundant, beautiful, wonderful creature, and it's time for me to move forward. And then you're looking at these fantasies, these dreams, these hopes, turning your back on these individuals who do not value you, particularly some individuals at work or who are tied to your finances who do not value you, place you into a position where you're able to go and actually explore your dreams, explore your fantasies, explore your desires, and have the resources to be able to make those into a reality. Now, 10 of Swords in reverse is pointing to that this may be something that you're still a little mentally stressed about. And it may not be something that although you're improving your mental health, you're moving from one space to another that's going to be a better place for you mentally. It doesn't necessarily mean that space is completely done. There may be some lingering bits that need to be released from these individuals. And I have this dream, I'll probably say it in every one of my readings that I do for this next set of readings. But in my dream, I was going to a restaurant, and it was kind of like a place that had like a food court kind of, but it had like a bunch of different places where you could get food from. And I'm a vegetarian, so I was looking for the vegetarian options. And the person I came with kind of just went in and like did their thing, was getting their food. But I was really having a difficult time because in my dream, all of the places didn't serve vegetarian options. That's very unrealistic. It's a dream. Stick with me, right? And I was getting frustrated because I kept like moving up and down and trying to find something and this, that, and the other. And then by the time I actually I think I ended up just getting like some rice or something, just very, 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 very plain, very basic. So again, not satisfied, an unhappy experience. The friend that I had come with had already left. And I had kind of expected for them to have left because in the dream world, and the time it was taking so long. And it was the first time that it really practically made sense to me when people say, don't stay in places that do not serve you. And I was like, oh, I was literally in a place where they could not serve me. Whether that is your wants or whether that is your needs, I choose to be a vegetarian. I could eat meat if I wanted to, but I choose to be a vegetarian. And even with just that want, that desire, that voluntary want, they could not serve me. And instead of no anger to them, because they're just selling whatever they have, and no frustration for myself because I can make the choice not to be there. There are other places that will be able to serve me. And it was because I stayed trying to make something work that was like they literally do not have something for me that would be satisfying. I could just leave. And it really hammered home this idea of do not stay in places that do not serve you. And so I think that like this goes back in a really beautiful way to your message for this first group about these individuals here do not have, whether by choice or because it's just not the capacity that they have, it's not a skill set that they have, they're not in the place for it, to provide you with what you need. And that there are other places where your desires will not feel like so much. They will not feel like it takes so much work. You will feel appreciated. You will feel honored. You will feel much more balanced and whole. And then you'll feel brave and you'll feel like you have the space to explore even more what it is you actually desire, what it is that you actually want to show up in your life. And that's the new beginning that's coming to you from this eclipse energy, from this Aries energy. Aries is very active right now. It's going to be active pretty much all through spring and going into summer, very early bit of summer, just because we have all this work that's going through Aries, all these planets that are going through Aries. And then we get a little bit of planets moving into Taurus, but that's activating the Venus aspect of things. And Venus and Mars have been in their usual dance that they do, but it's kind of continuing forth as we then get to some of the energy moving towards Gemini and some of that energy still being active in Aries. So Aries is really prominent right now, which means there's a lot of Mars things that are very prominent right now. And Mars will be making aspects to different planets and different placements. Know your birth chart so that way you're able to see how these things impact you or how they might not impact you and how to work with the energy. All right, so that's going to be it. If you like some private reading, if you'd like to work with me for my services specifically related to dream interpretation and analysis, active imagination, shadow work, and working with the unconscious, reach out to me. I'd love to help you out with that. And if you're interested in some astrology things, you can check in with me about that too. All right, I'll see you later, Scorpios. I love you. Bye.